planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Where do you get off?
Just a couple of people who totally got off, bro.
Hey, show us your basement.
What? No.
Welcome to another edition of
Two Brothers.
Show Us Your Balls, Show Us Your Basement. We're here with Eric, Josh, joined by Edgar. He has come out of his cave to record with us tonight. The stars have aligned for this episode. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoy. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about this podcast. Force them to listen to it. Drive at 120 miles per hour in your car and tell them the Evil Dead remake is a better movie than the original to see if they drive off a cliff. So let's go ahead and just get into it tonight. Episode
300.
300. Zack Snyder's 300?
Yeah.
We're not here to talk about that movie. I'm sure that will be a future episode. But what we're here to talk about... Well, let me kick it off with this. A question for all you guys. Off the top of your heads. Has there ever been a movie that you watched and you thought, this is great. This is a great film. I'm loving this. Only for years down the line for it to not age well. Josh, is there a movie that like pops into your head instantly where you're just like, it's not as good as I thought?
Beau's Afraid.
Which one?
Beau's Afraid.
Beau's Afraid? You haven't even, I don't think you've seen it, so that's a lie.
You asked, have I ever seen a movie where I loved it and then I didn't like it? I'm sorry?
Yes, a movie that has not aged well with time.
Yeah. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Very specific one.
Yeah. Why? Because I remember watching that in the movie theater, and I think I was drunk, actually. Cinnabar. We all remember Cinnabar.
Yep.
You know, good times. I ordered a pitcher of beer. I think I drank that pitcher of beer all to myself.
And I started crying.
And I remember that movie was like, oh, this movie is so good. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously I was drunk because I remember watching that movie like a couple years later and I was like, fuck is this garbage? Typical Tom Cruise movie. This movie is ass. Not as good.
Would you say the Mission Impossible series overall is good or overrated?
I think it's extremely overrated.
How many movies is it now? Like 9?
Basic.
7, 8.
Somewhere around there?
Yeah. I feel like they don't go anywhere. It's the same thing over and over. Ethan Hunt is... it's the same story, right? He gets in trouble with the team that he's on, and then he has to go rogue, and he has to save the world, and then he's the good guy. And then they do it all over again in the next movie, and then in the next movie, and then eventually
Just
it'll end.
keeps going. Yeah, it ends or it keeps going. Yep. Damn. It's a solid pick. The solid
first
pick.
one I can think of. Yeah.
Eric, is there anything that pops into your mind? A movie that hasn't aged well with time that you once loved?
Yeah. Dude, maybe it's more of a collaboration. I'm thinking of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh,
I think it's starting to kind of show its. I think it's starting to show some cracks. The whole thing,
Yeah.
start to end, and I still enjoy it, but I'm starting to feel when I watch them, any movie, pick them. I'm starting to feel like we need something new here. Give me something new.
You saw them recently. Do you agree?
Yeah. Do I agree?
Like there's some maybe things that don't hold up anymore.
But, well, I mean, look, I did watch The Dark Knight Rises. You guys did hear my opinion on that one of our episodes.
Oh yeah, you did talk about it.
I'm going to go ahead and say, because this is the topic of tonight's episode,
Well, hold on.
That-
I thought we were going to.
the Dark Knight trilogy is a basement.
Ooh.
And to add an addendum on top of that, because Eric, you kind of, I wasn't expecting that answer from you. Because I think that the Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, is better than the Dark Knight trilogy.
I'll go fuck off.
That is tonight's episode. That's what we're here to argue about. That is what we're here to talk about. I think that Spider-Man, that trilogy is better than Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. I see the wheels turning in your head, Eddie. What
Well, first, let me talk about.
do you think, Bonesaw? Huh? You have more than 5 minutes to talk about
Yeah. Well, hold on. We'll get there. A movie that doesn't hold up.
this? Yeah, go ahead and give
Yeah.
your answer before we jump
Yeah.
into this.
Man of Steel. Actually, it just. No, just kidding.
I was gonna say, Josh almost had a
Did he?
stroke. Actually,
Okay, good. No, this is like this is a random fucking movie. It's like I even told you it's like Four Brothers. That shit doesn't hold up anymore.
Mark Wahlberg's Four Brothers.
Yeah. That movie's so it's like so stuck in the 2000s. You can fucking tell. Like even the dialogue is fucking cheesy.
We watched that for my birthday, didn't we?
Terrible.
Yeah. It
It's
is
a terrible movie.
At the
It's
time,
not
it's like,
great.
oh my god, this is so amazing.
Yeah, I was like, this is why we go to, this is cinema. I said when I went to go see it, I was like, what, fucking 11 years old, 10 years old.
It's all
Yeah,
it's-
how old were you when that came out? 'Cause
I was like
remember. When was that? When did that
2004?
movie come out?
2004.
Oh, I was
yeah.
9 years old when I went to go see Four Brothers,
Okay, so,
thinking that was cinema.
Because I was. Let's see.
Please,
You were
you guys are
9?
telling me that random ass snow scene at the end in Antarctica when they confront each other, and they're wearing their big giant coats, and they're gonna fight each other.
Yep.
Cool scene.
As a
Come
kid,
on
I
now.
thought like, oh, Mark Wahlberg is a fucking man. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
You should expect that though when you're 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Even because I think I would have been. You guys were 9 in 2004.
Well, I
You
mean,
were
well,
9 in
yeah,
2004.
Edgar was, like,
how old were you?
12 or
Man.
13.
12, 13, yeah.
So
Eric and I were
been-
like we were in our 30s,
Yeah,
golden days.
I don't. Josh a little older, but not that much. I think I was probably like 18, 19, something like that.
damn.
Yeah, you would have been 20 then, Josh.
So Four Brothers.
2004.
Yeah.
2004. Eagles went to the Super Bowl.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I had to
Yeah.
throw that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I had to throw that in
Also,
there.
By gate,
we got to plug in.
by
Hey,
gate.
Eagles- Hey, that's not on us though. And I know you're saying that in a supportive way. I know you're saying it in
I
a
am.
supportive way.
I am. You guys should have had that game. You had it in the game. But anyways,
Dude, I
move on.
fucking hate them.
Well, we got a different game here tonight, boys. There's two trilogies here we're here to discuss. Josh, first off, let me ask you: were you expecting that answer from Eric?
I was not. I was actually
Neither was
pretty-
I. That kind of
pretty
kind of
surprised.
threw everything a little bit for a loop. I was actually
But
hoping, but no. Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
Let's break it down a little bit. Before we talk about Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, is the Dark Knight, obviously Alberto says it's basement. Is the Dark Knight trilogy basement or greatness? Obviously we have one person. Alberto, why is it basement to you? Let's start with you.
Because out of the three movies, let's just be honest, The Dark Knight is the only one that's perfect.
So is the fucking Spider-Man 2. Well, I'll get there.
All right, yeah, well, we will get there, but just focusing on the Dark Knight trilogy, how many times have you thought, oh man, you know what? I would love to go see. I would love to put on Batman Begins. Nobody. Everyone much rather sit down and watch The Dark Knight, and that's it. That's the only movie that's good. And if I'm thinking like Josh is thinking, the only real thing about that movie that held up is Heath Ledger's Joker. Everything surrounding it, not as great. That's why it's basement. Christian Bale, not a great Batman. Him and his raspy ass voice. The suit, not nearly as I would actually say Ben Affleck's suit is more iconic than Christian Bale's
Yes.
costume.
Affleck. Hmm.
100%, dude. It reflects the Dark Knight Returns to the T. Dude.
Yep. That's why it's basement. And for long story short, that's what I would say. That's why it's basement. Would you say that I kind of nailed it on the head for you as well, Josh? Is that what you think also? Are you drinking like Tylenol? What is that you're drinking?
This is cranberry juice, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm on my period.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, I think for the time that when it came out, I think it was phenomenal trilogy. I think Batman Begins was great. I think The Dark Knight was obviously elevated, one of the greatest sequels of all time. The Dark Knight Rises was kind of a. I don't know how I feel about this movie. I want to like it,
Mm-hmm.
and then as it aged and as time went by, you definitely see its flaws, right? And Batman Begins is a perfect example because, you ever ask yourself a question like, why do you never see Christian Bale's Batman fight in Batman Begins? Did you ever notice that?
No, because I haven't seen that movie in such a long time.
There are like scenes like anytime Batman has a fight scene, it goes off camera, and then you see the guys fall and things like that. Okay, there are like little scenes here and there where he like throws a punch, right? Like small little scenes. I always thought that was weird in Batman Begins, and then you watch The Dark Knight, where he's going through the club, and he's going through his fight scenes, and you're like, okay, the choreograph is really slow, and it's really bad. And then you watch The Dark Knight Rises, and it's worse.
Because it's plain as day. You can see it in like
like literally, like Batman is like blocking before the punch is being thrown. The storytelling is great. Again, I feel like it's a Batman movie that just has Batman elements in it, I guess. It's a movie that just has, it's a movie that has Batman elements in it. And I can't take it as a Batman movie because of how grounded it is. Does that make sense?
That makes absolute sense. Yep. I agree.
And that is my problem with The Dark Knight when watching it is I feel like I'm watching like Heat, I feel like I'm watching like
an imitation.
Like just a thriller of a cop show, a cop movie or something like that as well. So no, I agree with you. On top of what you just said, I think you nailed it perfectly. I agree with you. I think the Dark Knight trilogy, as a whole, is basement.
Damn.
And then let's be honest too. I
But
think Batman Begins was hyped so much simply because it came after garbage. So anything that is going to come after Batman and Robin is going to be an elevated movie.
That is true. It's kind of like when Spiral came out. That movie was garbage because Chris Rock was in it, and it was like all this potential.
Goddamn!
What? You didn't let me get my point out. Okay. And then anything that comes out after Spiral is obviously going to be a significant improvement. It just happened to be Sykes, one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
No, it's not.
Just had to throw that out there,
Nope.
Edgar, look, I know you're chomping at the bit.
Mm-hmm.
What's your beef?
Okay, Bonesaw has 5 minutes of blade time.
Okay,
well, hold on. Eric, come on, man.
Eric, do you agree? Are you stamping your flag in this is basement for you, Dark Knight trilogy?
Okay, hold on. Let's see what he says.
Are we
in comparison to Spider-Man?
Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
No, I would say just as the trilogy.
Just as
right
first, just as the trilogy.
Just as the trilogy. I want to know you guys.
Okay, Eric, go ahead.
I'm curious about that.
Before Edgar gets into his Bonesaw.
Having a hard time answering this question because I still I feel like I'm leaning there because of what I'm seeing as it's aged, and then I'm looking at the Batman, Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel like I could see a gap, a separation potentially happening
In quality, you're saying.
with the quality of the movies.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm not saying the Batman's perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like I'm seeing a separation of like, what the hell's the guy's?
Matt Reeves.
No,
Robert
I'm having a
Pattinson?
brain freeze. Robert Pattinson. I feel like when he was announced as as Bruce Wayne, he was a little bit of pause, not in a bad way, but you're like, okay. And then now I'm thinking, man, he seems to be embodying the role really well. And to your point, like if you watch Batman Begins, the raspy voice that Christian Bale was doing in the first film was not good. It got better in the second movie, but I don't know if it's because you just kind of are expecting it, but it did sound a little different. Like he maybe like refined it better, like he got used to it.
It helped that he didn't talk as much either. Yeah.
Right. He didn't, and maybe that's why. And then they do an actor switch. They go from Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Maggie Gyllenhaal was a much better actress, but they had to do a switch there. You know what I mean? Heath Ledger is carrying this trilogy now. He's carrying it, and you are right. You don't hear about people talking about Batman Begins. I wasn't as down on The Dark Knight Rises, although I thought it just was too long. Got too long.
Yeah,
it got really drawn out. I think the first half of The Dark Knight Rises was really good. Where he was absent. You hadn't seen him for 8 years. He was really out of touch with being that character and being the vigilante part. He was trying to work himself back, and then he gets his ass kicked. That buildup I thought was really good. I think they hit the climax when he fought Bane. I think that was the climax, and then it just dragged on after that. And I think the back end of it, the thing with the cops getting stuck under the city and then they're all fighting at the end, it got kind of sloppy. It was not delivered well in comparison to the first half. I thought there was really good elements to it with the story of Bane in the prison. If you've read the comics, it's not exactly like the comics, but they kind of keep some of the primary source material, a little bit of the source material there, a little bit of it, not to the T by any means, but so it was like a movie of two halves. Or I thought Batman Begins, I'm like, ugh. I look back at that one, I'm like, it wasn't great. Like Liam Neeson was really good, but
I forgot he was in that movie.
Just wasn't. Yeah, right. It sucks that you have to say that. You're like, I forgot he was in it, but he's really pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was like a great. Ra's al Ghul is a very different character if you go into the source material. You know what I mean? Like trying to make him. Christopher Nolan tried to lean into characters he could make grounded and more realistic. He never went for like the kind of weird supernatural-ish, because he had to, even Bane, you had to do Bane without the venom. That's tough, but it was like probably the most realistic play. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is sliding into the basement, and I think it's because some of the practical, to Josh's point, the choreographed fight scenes are not good. It's just the cape flying around, and like it's the cape everywhere. And like you said, he's blocking punches when you're like, what's going on? And then there was a part where he's in The Dark Knight Rises where he's fighting Bane at the end, and he like punches this wall, and like a chunk of the wall comes out. And it's like, wait, these characters aren't supposed to be doing that. I thought that's like something you'd see from like the Venom Bane, you know? Yeah. So it's slipping a little bit.
Okay.
It's slipping into the basement, and it's sad because like I really did. I think because to Josh's point, when you're coming off of for Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, when you're coming off the heels of those, it's not hard to look good compared to that. It just isn't hard to look good, and I agree with Josh on that. You didn't have to do much to supersede that. So
basement.
I'm disappointed saying it because I don't like saying it, but I think I'm getting into the basement now. I'm finding myself not wanting to go back and down the road and watch them again. I'm not saying I won't ever,
Wow.
but it's becoming less desirable to go back and watch them.
Out here. Look, all right. We've let you not talk for long enough. Go ahead. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I want to break kayfabe. I'm disappointed in Eric. Mi amigo, my partner in crime. We recorded once.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That we both shat on the trilogy of Spider-Man.
Well, I mean,
but
look, we're not going to get into Spider-Man yet. We're not into the Spider-Man
We're not Spider-Man yet.
I know. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
To me, is greatness. The Dark Knight trilogy. For me, for these two trilogies, I would like to say they're the same build-up, same pace, same everything.
Remember, let's leave the Spider-Man one out just for now.
Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
To me, that's how I see it. But to me, I feel like the Dark Knight has better dialogue that still holds up than the cheesiness of Sam Raimi's trilogy. To me, yes. How can I not do it without talking about the fucking trilogy of Spider-Man?
It's easy. Just give us your thoughts, just on Dark Knight trilogy alone. What
That's
do you
what
think
I said.
We're not comparing it to Spider-Man.
Okay,
yet.
to me, yes. Okay, to me, you can say Batman Begins is not so great, right? But to me, it has a nice, how do you say, cliffhanger.
That's it.
Hold on.
Okay.
And that's good. I know what I'm expecting for the next one, right?
Spider-Man is a good. Oh, sorry.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, no, sorry. I'm not talking about
Motherfuckers
Spider-Man.
flying around,
All right,
fucking
I
eating
brought up
pizza and
Spider-Man.
shit.
We're not talking about Spider-Man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I don't
there's a
need
nice
to-
ending. He flies around, and
We're not. Okay, we're not talking about Spider-Man. Edgar, go ahead.
this one feels like a comic book. Like we have this crazy person, that he leaves his name card and whatever, and the
Calling card.
and it's a Joker.
Okay.
I'll look into it. Boom. It's
right.
like a continuation of a comic book.
Okay.
Okay, The Dark Knight Begins.
Maybe
Kick ass.
The dark. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The Dark Knight. Sorry, it begins with the kick-ass heist. Memorable.
I'll give you that. Yeah. I'm not going to contest anything about the Dark Knight. That's
and
a
the
great
way in the
movie.
way they said, the Joker, who's
Yeah.
we hear that he does this and he builds up the character, and once they show him, it's like,
Yep.
it's over. It's the whole thing. What's like 15 minutes?
Yeah, it is pretty good. I'll give you that.
Same thing again with the Dark Knight Returns.
Rises.
Oh, sorry.
You can't even fucking get them right, Edgar. Come on.
The Dark Knight Rises, same thing. It just feels to me it has like a continuation of a movie, a trilogy.
Yeah. You're saying it's more cohesive.
Yes.
It's pretty cohesive as a trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I see the last one. Train of thought.
I mean, look, if I'm playing on your side, definitely would say the score's better.
Mm-hmm.
More iconic, I think. So, but
don't you think you want the character, like the superhero, to be tested, pushed to their limits? Yes, you see that in the Spider-Man, but I think the Dark Knight trilogy does it better, especially with the Dark Knight.
Let's leave the comparisons at the door. I know you're having a hard time, but
dude, I hate this fucking rule.
What's wrong? What's going on?
I really fucking hate it.
Do you want to get into it? Do you want to get
Yeah.
into how, like, the comparisons and all that?
Yeah.
So you're saying, first off, you're just saying Dark Knight trilogy is greatness on its own.
Yep.
I'm assuming you're going to stick to that.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh, we can't hold it any longer. Let's just get into this
fine.
debate. Let's get into
that makes
it.
sense. So obviously, Eric, you say this is basement. Alberto, you say this is basement. I say this is basement. Edgar, your greatness on the Dark Knight trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yes.
Is where we're at. So is it still basement in comparison to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man?
No.
Okay, Eric, I kind of figured you
No.
would say no. Mm-hmm.
Edgar,
I have no
you
desire.
would
I
say
have
no as
no
well.
desire to go back and watch Spider-Man.
More no desire, even less desire for Spider-Man.
Yeah, less.
All right, look, this is where you two joined forces, Eddie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
You know,
I
you
know
got
Edgar's disappointed in my, but I'm not picking Spider-Man over the Dark Knight. I'm just not. I can't. The Dark Knight still offers moments that are worthy to me to
Yeah.
rewatch. Maybe not as much as I used to, but not. I'm seeing the fallout of it 15 years later, but not, or 20 years later now. If you go back to the first one, but not like Spider-Man.
You know, it's funny we're talking about this because I'm a clue in the audience on something they don't know. This was originally supposed to be our first episode of Show Us Your Basement. It was ranking the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. And we did that episode so many times. I think we did it like 2 or 3 times that Eric and Edgar were so fucking fed up talking about it. Mm-hmm. But here we are, like 19 episodes in, 20 episodes in, and we're talking about it again. We're rehashing it again, but we're stacking it up against the Dark Knight trilogy. Edgar, I know you fucking hate this conversation because you're over it when it comes to Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. But why do you think... Go ahead, now I'll let you...
Jeez. Oh, now you fucking... Now that I have everything in my fucking head, now I forgot. But like I was saying...
Go ahead.
To me, like I was going to say, to me it has the same build-up, the same, like... See, I forgot. Thanks a lot, fucker.
You said it has it's more cohesive than Spider-Man.
No, but like to me, it has the same like pace, build up, everything. If you look at it, right? Let's say Batman Begins and Spider-Man is not that great. Also, okay, I saw it and it doesn't. To me, this doesn't hold up.
The first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then we jump to the second one where it's. Ironically, they're both great, right?
Both are great.
But to me, I think the Dark Knight takes it because it has better moments. It has a better, like, memorable dialogue. Mm-hmm. We have a better fucking performance from Heath Ledger. No fucking doubt right there.
That really is the thing that I think gives you guys the slight edge with that. I mean, Josh, you're shaking your head a little bit.
Okay, nobody's here quoting or fucking still remember. Like they had to bring him back to fucking do it again. Like the actor who did Dr. Octopus, right?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Yeah.
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock
for No Way Home or what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Okay. Yeah. Well, they can't bring Heath Ledger back either, so.
AI, baby. Just kidding. To me, I feel like the Spider-Man trilogy is more cartoonish, more.
Cartoonish is the wrong word. I'd say it's more comic book-ish.
Yes. I'm with Edgar. It's really? Cartoonish.
As well, yes. You also get that in the Dark Knight, but
there is nothing comic book about the Dark Knight.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It has comic book elements that they kind of pull the source materials.
Yeah.
But when you watch the Dark Knight trilogy, you're not watching a comic book movie. I'll just leave it at that. But go ahead, Edgar.
That is true.
I don't think you're wrong, Josh. Anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead. You saying it's more cartoonish?
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man's more cartoonish. Okay.
And then here we go again. The third and each one of these trilogies are considered not that great too. Mm. So that's what I'm saying. See, look at it that way.
They're both similar.
They're both similar.
But
the first one is like, okay, the build up. It's the origin story. You're not going to get so much of the Spider-Man and Batman.
Yeah.
Over there, all this. And the second one's where they both nail it, right?
Yeah.
I'll give the fucking flowers to Spider-Man 2. Yes, that one is great out of the fucking trilogy too. Mm-hmm. I'd rather watch that than the other two. For some reason, that one's still like, I don't know, it holds up.
Yeah.
Even though it's in the early 2000s.
Well, see, I think that's where you and I differ. Because, I mean, look, I think The Dark Knight is watchable because of Heath Ledger. But everything around it doesn't hold up. Everything around it just doesn't hold up.
Like what?
Anything that has to do with Batman or Bruce Wayne and Rachel or Harvey Dent. We went fucking almost half hour. We didn't talk about Harvey Dent in the Dark Knight trilogy. That's because everything surrounding the Dark Knight just doesn't feel nearly as compelling as anything that has to do with the Joker. Joker's leading that whole entire movie. Everyone else is following him in that movie. It's his movie. Whereas Spider-Man 2 feels like a much more well-rounded comic book film. It has more elements. Every plot thread feels more tied up loosely at the end. Mm-hmm. More than the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
All right.
The Joker has a much higher standard.
Thank you. Over here, can you steal the plasma ray from fucking Green Goblin?
That's the first one.
I'm just making shit up, okay? I'm
I
fucking
think you
mocking
are
it.
making that shit. Who's saying
and that's
that?
where the Dark Knight always says, like, I want to make you fucking break your one rule until you don't. I don't wear hockey pads.
And then the fucking Batmobile just.
But I don't know. I don't have to save you.
Come on, really?
It's the same.
If you
thing.
punch me, I bleed. Right? Huh?
Yeah, he's telling you that's Peter Parker. I mean, come on. He's supposed to be wimpy, dude.
Yeah, look, the Joker feels like, and maybe this is like, maybe it's not a good thing, but it feels like, and this is what happens when you have people that gravitate so much to a character. Anytime you start talking about the Joker involved in a Batman movie, you're automatically going down you could be going down a bad road because the expectation might be unrealistic, unrealistically high. So when you do get a great performance like you do out of Heath Ledger, it will inevitably elevate the movie maybe beyond what it really is. Like it just carries it, right? It's the Josh Allen of fucking villains or whatever. It's the comic book Josh. He's going to carry it until you can't anymore, right? Like that's what happens, right? And Heath Ledger just delivered this. You can't deny what he did for that character and how he played that role. It's undeniable. Was he a comic book Joker? Probably not, but he delivered this performance that it's undeniable. It was like a championship performance. It was a GOAT level performance. And yes, I do think it hit a lot of the flaws. Absolutely. What he did in that movie, that second film, Spider-Man 2's got nothing on that. They could redo a Dr. Ock in another fucking Spider-Man movie and nobody'd give a shit. Nobody's going to care to see Dr. Ock in any fucking Spider-Man movie. He's never going to be that prized character that people are begging to see. Now, if you fuck up the Joker, you're gonna fuck up the movie. Unfortunately, you could have this is what I worry about with this new Batman. If you bring the Joker back, it could make or break. And I'm like, that's such a risk. It's like, yes, you need to probably have a Joker in the Batman, in a new Batman trilogy. You might need to, but do you? You know, are the expectations too high?
You want to talk about comic, and all that?
Comic book accuracy?
Yes. Okay. Yes, Batman relies too much on the Joker, right? Okay. But the one thing that the Joker does every time, even in comics, is reinvent the wheel about him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It always keeps it fresh. Okay. Look at when it was a Death in the Family, when he fucking has that ripped face and all that. That made it even the scariest Joker until Absolute Batman. Mm-hmm. Every time in the comic books he's about to come back or make a comeback, it sells. And he hasn't. It's just. I'm just saying.
Look, I didn't know we were just talking about the Dark Knight. You guys have your fucking training wheels on. I have not heard you say anything positive about Dark Knight Rises or Batman Begins.
I'll get there.
No, that's not true. I did tell you that I felt like the first half of the Dark Knight Rises was done really well.
Are you paying attention? You're fucking in Spider-Man's asshole.
All I'm saying is you guys are just all on the Dark Knights.
The Joker. Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh, because I feel like you got some things on your
You're
mind.
talking about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, we're talking. That's where we're at.
Because
Right
you
now.
guys are on the Dark Knight.
We're trying to go blow for blow. We're going blow for blow here.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything.
What do you guys say?
First off, the Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, is
Garbage.
the Godfather trilogy of comic books,
Yes.
not the Dark Knight. Okay,
Yes.
Alberto, you made a comment that the score is better than Sam Raimi's trilogy. I would argue and I would say that there is a reason why Danny Elfman is in every comic book movie leading the score. Okay, every time, and I think that
That's
score is so freaking iconic, start to finish. You know, it is beautifully well done. And there's a reason why they brought him back to do The Amazing Spider-Man as well. Okay, I want you guys to think about that. Another thing too is you guys keep talking about the Joker, how iconic he is. That is low hanging fruit.
Yes.
Everyone that has actually played the Joker has been iconic, even from 1966. Cesar Romero playing as the Joker, his role as the Joker was iconic. You can't fuck it up.
Yes, you can. Jared Leto.
You put on the Joker outfit.
Oh,
you're
shit.
going to
That's
be
actually a good
successful,
point.
right?
Jared Leto did
At the
fuck
end
it up.
of the day, at the Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi does a hell of a job actually making you feel for each and every one of the characters in those movies.
Yeah.
The Green Goblin, you guys stated that he was silly, that he was a joke. There was a reason why they brought him back, not just in the second one, but the third one behind the scenes. And they actually brought him back a fourth time as well, and his role was even more iconic as well.
More prominent.
You didn't just feel for his character, but you felt for Doc Ock. You felt for Sandman. Yeah, maybe he wasn't really a villain, but you felt for the character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also Sandman's scene as he turned into a pile of rubble of sand was one of the most iconic scenes to date, and it visually looks 100 times better than what the Dark Knight did afterwards. Okay.
Can I also just say something too?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the messaging of Spider-Man, way more iconic, way more classic and timeless than Dark Knight. It's simple. With great power comes great responsibility. You can really whittle it down to that message alone for that trilogy. What's the messaging behind the Dark Knight trilogy?
He doesn't wear hockey pads.
It might as well
Why
be.
do we fall down, Mr. Bruce? So I can get back up
okay.
again. Boom! Got you,
Sounds
motherfucker.
a lot like.
Boom!
Sounds.
Boom!
One move.
Suck it.
He came up with one. He just did right there.
Let me also educate you gentlemen as well. You talk about how Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is just like one-dimensional, okay? I say he isn't, right? You feel for him in the first one when he loses Uncle Ben and he has to bear the responsibility.
Low-hanging fruit.
Because
not
of
low-hanging
what he went through,
Yeah.
okay? And then you actually see it in the second movie to the point where he walks away from Spider-Man. Right? Spider-Man no more.
Batman walks
You
away
wanna
too
talk
in the
about
end of the movie.
pulled
I can't,
from
Uncle
the
Ben.
comic book? You want to talk about a scene that was pulled from the comic book
Yes.
when he dumped that suit
Yep.
in the garbage and walks away? That is one of the most iconic scenes to date. And then in the third one, he gets his flowers, he's loved on, right? And it gets to his head. And it affects his relationship, right? It even affects like his relationship between Peter Parker and Spider-Man as well when he gets the symbiote suit. As much of a mess as that movie was, it was a mess. We'll just call it what it was. But it was also a beautiful mess.
Yes, that's a good way to describe it. Yes.
Visually beautiful, visually well executed for being a mess. The dialogue was great, okay? And then the ending, that cliffhanger ending when he walks up to Mary Jane as well, and you don't know if they're going to actually like rekindle their love or walk away from each other, and it just ends. One of the best endings to a trilogy to date.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. 100%. And The Dark Knight Rises just has this ending.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Mic drop. Josh, go ahead. Just went and dropped his mic.
Oh, I can do the same fucking thing. Everything that he said,
Go
it
ahead.
happens in the fucking trilogy of Batman too.
But it's
He
done
walks
worse.
away. He walks towards
worse.
the end. He walks away as
done
Batman. He takes the fucking
worse.
blame. No, it's
done
not.
way worse. It's
Way
done.
worse.
It's done so like single-mindedly. Like you can tell, you can predict where it's gonna fucking go in the third one. And in the end, before Josh dropped his mic, the end of the trilogy of Dark Knight Rises will ever be tainted by the fucking question of whether or not he died or he didn't. That's something that's hugely contested over by fans, that overshadowed the rest of the fucking movie. We were talking about, did he die? Did he not die? Is it better that they should have let him die? All this shit about the fucking autopilot with Batmobile and then, or the fucking Batplane, Batwing, whatever you want to call it. Like, all that shit just feels so muddled and so messy. Josh said it's a beautiful mess. Spider-Man 3, I agree. Dark Knight Rises is just a mess, dude.
I agree with
It's just
Eric
a fucking
said.
mess.
The last half of the movie, yes, I agree.
Yeah, but you don't see us doing
but-
anything. The only thing Josh and I agree on is that it's a silly movie. The Spider-Man 3. Everything else we enjoy. You guys
But it
can't.
also accepts the silliness.
Yeah, we
The Dark
accept
Knight
it.
trilogy they have silly moments and it's cringe.
What are the silly moments?
Yeah.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Oh my God.
Well, that is the Dark Knight, Josh. We're not talking. In the Dark Knight Rises, there. Come on.
Now I
They're the
know
movie-
how that feels.
Yep.
that's the only one.
Oh, let's talk about that fight scene with Catwoman and Batman. You know which one I'm talking about. On the rooftop, and there's all these other fucking like bad guys, and one of them just pretends he gets hit by Batman. You can clearly see that was a fucking mistake in terms of the choreography. You can check it. Like, you don't see none of that in Spider-Man 3. Everything is tight in terms of its action. No guns.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, you're no
oversaturated.
fun.
It's
How's that?
oversaturated
How's that
character.
cheesy?
I didn't say it's cheesy. I said it's just bad choreography.
Now you're making fun of the dialogue too.
Of the Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Josh did. I'm not going to go ahead and hit that. Okay, I just think that Bane just isn't as good as
But
a
I
villain as
don't
Joker is.
have to.
Eric, go ahead. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Well, I don't want to talk about rooftop scenes because
Oh yeah,
I've
that's
seen
right.
worse rooftop scenes.
It's a good one. A good one. All right.
Look, I appreciate your guys' take and your passion for Spider-Man. It's just goofy. It's just goofy. And Spider-Man 3, it's oversaturated with characters. It's too many characters. It's too many, and
oversaturated also.
No, it's not.
they forced a character. This is the Joker effect. They forced a character that they didn't need to force. And it ruined the movie. Because I think for most people, they wanted to see Venom. I don't think they should have had Venom, but I can understand why they want him. And they botched it.
Thank you.
And this is an important character to the Spider-Man universe, and they've never gotten that one right. So they forced a character they shouldn't have had. I'm gonna go off track a little bit briefly. This new Batman trilogy that we're gonna hopefully see needs to be very careful with the Joker. Don't force it. Don't force it, because if you force it, you're gonna fuck it up. And that's where Spider-Man 3 lost me. They fucked up that character. They had too many characters. They had James Franco's character was like a part of it, kind of. He was there. The new Green Goblin. Like, we've already seen that. That's boring. I don't give a fuck about that. Sandman character was good. I did like Peter Parker's story in that, where he walked away from it, came back, got to his head. You make great points about that. They did have some good ingredients there that were interesting that I do agree with. Okay, and look, their humor in it is way better. Like, it was more designed that way from the very beginning. J.K. Simmons' character builds that, in my opinion, and he brings that level of kind of witty, funny. Like, that guy is such.
I
an
think he
underrated
carries
actor.
the humor
He
in
carries,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
His character is
As with
not in the movies, but he's such a great character.
as with Toby or like all the other characters, I feel like they're forced to be funny. As with him, it comes out natural.
With who?
Natural. He's naturally great.
Who's
Yeah,
naturally?
J.K.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, His character. I
Oh.
feel like he carries.
Thank you for complimenting the Sam Raimi trilogy.
I think he
Appreciate
carries
that.
the. Oh my god, my back. He carries the humor, as like I told you with Toby or the other. It feels forced. It doesn't come out right.
I don't know if I'm agreeing with that take. I don't think it's forced.
I don't think so either. I think that's actually just Sam Raimi's way of directing.
Yeah.
You watch any of his movies, he puts cheese
On everything.
and goofy on everything, and that's why he's actually loved. Drag Me to Hell was an extremely serious movie, and then they gave you that goat scene at the end, and it was a fucking puppet. And guess what? People want a sequel to that movie.
It's true.
And
Also-
look, he hasn't done shit since until now.
We've yet to see whether that movie's going to be great. But also, you can at least hear what their villains are fucking saying. Because Christopher Nolan is infamous for having bad dialogue mixing. Bane, they had to fix Bane's voice. Well, it's a pretty big thing to fuck up. It's a pretty big thing to fuck up when he's your main villain, and you can't hear him. You can't understand what the fuck he's saying. When I was rewatching it, it's so jarring every time he talks. It feels like it's coming out of my TV because they had to mix it properly. It was so weird.
I don't know if I agree with you on that. I think he was kind of supposed to be like a mysterious
Yeah.
kind of villain with like you had to really try to dial in to see what he was all about, like trying to read him. And I think like kind of disguising his face with the voice, I think was kind of a part of who he was. Now, how it translates to people in your case, yours and Josh's case, yeah, you didn't receive it well, but I don't know if that was a fuck up. I think that they meant it to be
That
little
way.
bit.
So
Yeah.
was Bane the main villain in The Dark Knight Rises? Yes or no?
No,
Was he the main villain?
I'm
Yes or no?
Bane. Is
I think
the
he
main villain.
was. I think that they.
No, he wasn't. What was the issue with Bane in Batman and Robin?
Oh, fuck
He
off.
was a henchman. He was a henchman. What was he in The Dark Knight Rises?
Henchman.
Henchman to Talia al Ghul.
That is
It's true. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, he was like the main focal point of the
story.
look. Like
And
I
then
said, the
it's
first two.
With
all-
a twist.
All ruined
He
though
wasn't.
after that twist. All ruined.
There was none. That was
There's
that had
nothing wrong
nothing
with
to do
having
with
a
Bane.
twist. What's wrong with the
Here's
twist?
the problem with The Dark
What's
Knight
wrong with
Rises.
Yeah.
You have Bane, who is equally as smart as Batman. Okay, you know, if you read Night Falls, you know what does he do? He breaks everybody out of Arkham. Batman is forced to capture all these villains, take them back to Arkham, and then when he goes back to the mansion, that's when Bane strikes. Right? It's a plan he placed all in his head. Everything that he planned in The Dark Knight Rises was because of Talia al Ghul.
Yes, that is
Yeah,
exactly true.
They did
He was
rob.
a drone. He was a henchman.
Yeah, they robbed. I will admit they did rob, because if you read the Nightfall comic where they introduced Bane, it was never like that. Bane was the guy in the first part of it. He was never a henchman. He was the main motherfucker.
Damn, so
He
we
was
made
the
Eric
king
agree.
of shit.
We made Eric agree.
And he was a very well designed villain. The one villain. He was the first villain, I believe, that knew who Batman truly was. Right? He knew who he truly was, and he used that against him. He planned around it. He was very detailed on how he was gonna infiltrate the Batcave, and like they did elements of that in the movie, but yeah, he was never the henchman. He was the guy you didn't fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they did him a Christopher Nolan fucking did him a disservice.
Thank
doing
you.
the I don't mind a twist, but you did him a disservice, and you did him kind of dirty in that movie the way it ended with him. You're like, that's how it ends with this guy. Like Catwoman's gonna fucking burst through a wall with on Batman's bat bike and
Which
blow
was
him away
another
like that.
goofy moment, by the way.
What's that?
Which was another goofy moment, by the
It
way.
was very
Yeah, it wasn't that
cartoonish.
was that. Like I said, I told you guys the first half of it was really good. The build up, like he's getting back into this bat groove and he's got his confidence, and you just know, like when you're watching it, you have this like unsettling feeling like, okay, he's about to get into this fight. You know he's not really prepared. You know he's going up against a true like force, and he fucking gets his ass beat. That part's great.
Yep.
They killed it with that.
But the rest is not
What they
great.
did afterwards, though, yeah, they got a little bit off. The twist was probably unnecessary. It needed to just stay with Bane and end with Bane. I think it would have played out a lot better had they found a way to do that.
And
but they got too much into the politics of the energy. What was that?
Like the clean energy thing or whatever it was.
Fusion clean energy core. They got too dug into the politics of it, and it's like, okay.
See, look, let's
just have a fight again.
It sounds a lot like what your guys are saying is the Dark Knight Rise was good in the beginning and then not great at the end. Me and Josh are saying
Spider-Man 3.
As
Spider-Man 3 is very similar.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying Spider-Man 3 all around is great still. There's nothing that we are like contesting with. We accept that it's silly. We accept that there's flaws, but it's still fucking great. You guys can't even accept the flaws. You agree that it's bad.
What's wrong with that? What the fuck's wrong with agreeing with that?
Great all around.
Yes.
You fuckers are in denial, agreeing that Venom, all these characters are fucking great. Fuck off. The fucking last few minutes of that shit was fucking...
You know what makes Spider-Man 3 so great is that Sam Raimi was given a curveball. He was expected to change a lot of things, and he still executed it.
It's kind of like when Bo Nix hurt his ankle, and they had to bring in the second quarter, the starter, that whole thing. No one really believed that they could do it, but you know what? They still fucking did it with Spider-Man 3, all right? Just like the Broncos are going to do it.
It's kind of like Jalen Hurts, right? The guy can't ball. He's not a great quarterback, but hey, he can take you to 2 Super Bowls.
I stick to the fucking.
Sorry, yeah, I got
topic.
you. I got these guys talking about sports. But I'm just saying I'm accepting Spider-Man 3 for all of its flaws and thinking it's good. Eric's here saying that the later half is just not
like
great.
I said, what's wrong with that? We agree. We agree with what you guys are saying, but I prefer that still.
You still prefer Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, than the cheesy shit that fucking whatever that movie was.
That feels like that's your only argument is that it's fucking cheesy.
It's a mess. It's a fucking mess too.
What is?
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, overall, that's your argument.
So I told you, same fucking beaten path. The first half is great, right? We get the we can call him the evil fucking Spider-Man, right? He fucking kills Sandman when he has the Venom suit.
Yeah,
he's more evil. He's whatever. Towards the end he becomes fucking this.
Yeah.
Give me the whole movie of it. Give me the stick to the fucking thing that you're trying to do.
This is becoming two brothers again. It's just me not.
I don't give a fuck if it is.
Here's the thing, right? And in that scene that you were talking about, transitioning into Venom, again, another beautiful scene. You want to call it goofy, cheesy. That bar scene was actually very necessary. It was it defined where Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker was at in his life, to the point where he was willing to ruin his relationship with Mary Jane, and he puts his hands on her, to the point where he goes to the church
to rip off the suit.
Okay, to rip off the suit, and you're telling me that scene wasn't beautifully well done from the start when he realizes that he made a mistake. The symbiote is doing something, playing with his emotion, to when he's sitting on the church bell scene, ripping it off, transitioning into Venom. That was a well done shot.
Josh,
shot.
You're talking about when he's dancing in the bar, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, dude.
I don't recall.
Still not a bad scene.
I don't know. When they zoom in on his crotch and he's like, "Watch this," and he starts doing that stupid shit. I don't know, man.
You're speaking to Edgar and I like we are disputing that scene when we aren't. What we're saying is that the Spider-Man 3 and the Dark Knight Rises have similar elements to the first half or so of the movies are done really well. Then they don't stick the landings.
Yeah.
They're very similar in that regard. I don't disagree. That scene in the bar was phenomenal, and going to the church was great. And it led up to a point where you're like, okay, here we go. We're about to fucking go out with a bang.
Tell me one bad thing about Spider-Man 3.
Topher Grace. That's it.
Shit.
Topher Grace. There you go, Josh.
The acting. There.
What else? Because I can tell you more than one
CGI,
thing.
okay?
Saturated
CGI is great.
characters.
No, it's not.
Those character wasn't that necessary. And then they team up at the end, and they're like buddying up while they're fighting the Sandman and
Yeah.
Venom at the end, and it's just corny. You're like, what?
I
They're like
actually
flying
think
around,
I
like
thought it was
talking.
great.
They're like, hey, you
I thought it was
take
a
this side, and I'll
thought it was
take
great.
this side, bud. Like, fuck you.
I thought it was a great scene.
I thought it was
That is
great.
just
dude.
corny.
Robert,
Guys,
he
I-
fucking almost killed him in the beginning.
Who?
Fucking Peter Parker, so-called best friend.
Oh well, I mean, look,
Yeah,
it's,
until his butler reveals
Harry-
and
the
out of
fire-
nowhere,
Harry ambushed him, okay.
I forgive you, even though you fucking gave me a fucking coma.
gave him a
So
coma.
Edgar,
Yeah,
Edgar,
I'm not
in
talking.
comparison, okay, the Dark Knight trilogy, is it basement or greatness in comparison to Spider-Man, the Spider-Man trilogy?
Wait, what? I was seated.
Oh
What
my
do you say?
god. Josh, repeat it again.
Is the Dark Knight in comparison to Sam Raimi's trilogy, Spider-Man trilogy, is it greatness or basement?
Dark Knight trilogy.
It's greatness.
Is it?
All right.
Eric, same question.
In comparison?
Correct.
Oh, it's greatness in comparison. What? Come on.
Still think
Alberto.
it's basement, dude.
What? Dark
The
Knight?
Dark Knight trilogy. I still think it's.
I mean, I got them both there right now, but I'm picking the Dark Knight for sure because I can see myself watching the Dark Knight movies again. I don't see myself like, man, I gotta watch Spider-Man 3. Fuck that.
I
Get the
just feel
fuck out
like
of here.
I feel like
Great.
it's a more digestible, more fun trilogy than the Dark Knight trilogy. Because there's moments when I'm watching Dark Knight or even Dark Knight Rises where I'm like, oh, I'm starting to tune out a little bit, and I don't do that with
Agreed.
the Sam
Agreed.
Raimi trilogy. I'm
Well,
watching
they're
it all the
slower
way through.
burns, dude. They're slower in general. They're not the same.
Yeah.
They don't have the same energy.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. That's
was
true.
Established from the very first one. They were
Well,
never.
Alberto,
in the
would it be
same-
fair to say that the Dark Knight trilogy takes you out of it? Whereas the Spider-Man trilogy
No.
kind of holds
No.
you in?
No, there's more
Yeah,
like for
I think
it,
so.
it all depends on how you watch a movie. I think it's different for everyone. There's more of an emotional connection for the most part through the Dark Knight trilogy as a whole than Spider-Man. I do agree. Just to your point, you're talking about that bar scene in Spider-Man 3, and then he goes to the church. I am not just debating that. I'm with you. That was a perfect build-up to what should have been a great ending.
Thank you.
Is what I'm I'm saying.
Do you feel for the characters? So I talked about earlier that you feel for the characters in the Spider-Man trilogy, right? Not just Peter Parker's character, Mary Jane, but the villains as well. Does the Dark Knight have that same level as well?
No,
I feel for the characters of the Dark Knight way more.
Mm-mm.
There's
I
so
think-
much more emotion. Like
Go ahead, Eric.
Rachel's character dies, dude, and he has to deal with that. And like, the Joker fucks with him,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, she's located here. He's located here." He fucks with him intentionally, and then he has to go, and then he realizes, "Oh fuck, I'm saving the wrong motherfucker." And you almost get this sense like he stops and he pauses and he has some doubt. He has doubt when he's going to save Harvey Dent. I feel that. Like he bursts open the door and he sees him, and you can see this hesitation, and I think it's built in where he's like, "Fuck," like that's big, dude. That is fucking with someone's emotions.
That's
Big
actually-
time.
that's
Because
actually-
what else did the Joker does? He fucking turns Harvey Dent to become a villain.
Again, we're talking
it.
about the Dark Knight. You guys never talk about anything about Batman.
Okay, hold on.
So remember,
Look, that-
guys, when I'm asking
giving you an
question,
example.
it's not
We're
just
giving you
Yeah.
an
Okay,
example.
okay.
But I want examples in the entire trilogy. We're talking about this as an entire trilogy,
Yes,
right?
he
So you
has
gave
a
me
romance.
good example. I do agree with you. Alberto can agree with you guys as well. Give me an example in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, the relationship
Okay.
he has with Rachel.
All right, first, Batman Begins. He was about to kill that gangster with the gun. Okay? It's something, wasn't it Rachel who, oh my God, it's been a while.
You can't even remember.
No,
But
he was
that-
going to kill the guy that killed his parents.
Yeah, he was about to do that. But oh my god, I wish I see. If your surprises, I could have prepared myself.
I wasn't even doing anything.
But like I know there was a meaning behind that
You're
too.
good. You don't need to know the whole thing. You're on it, dude. Just stay with it.
There's a meaning behind it there too. Even Rachel was like, I'm like basically, I'm glad you didn't do it. You didn't go forward of doing that. You know.
Okay.
That's one right there.
All right. About Rises.
Yeah, listen, the
Rises?
build up to Rachel's character and the romance, and then the conflict with her and Harvey Dent and her relationship with him and how it affects Bruce Wayne and kind of where he's at and debating, like, do I keep doing this vigilante gig or do I go or do I stop doing it for the sake of loving this person?
As with sorry,
yes,
go ahead.
You're good. I'm just saying, like, that dynamic.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Of the villain makes in question, should I continue this? What Spider-Man is like, I'm having nightmares of losing my powers and I don't like being Spider-Man.
Yeah. Green Goblin makes him think about him second guessing being the Spider-Man as well.
I'm talking okay.
And in the end, he gets the chance to finally confess his love to Mary Jane, and he decides, no, I can't because I'm going to be putting you in danger.
Same with Batman.
That's better done than Dark Knight. The fucking score, the cinematography, the dialogue, the performances, all done better in that first movie.
Hold up, Edgar, I got a question for you. And this question is for Eric as well. You guys keep emphasizing the whole Rachel situation, okay? Where was Rachel? Where was that impact in The Dark Knight Rises?
He fucking retired too because of it.
Yes.
He didn't know anything about that though. It wasn't until Alfred brought it up. He didn't know that Rachel wanted him to retire.
Yeah, but she was dead, and so he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
But Batman retired because of having a Harvey Dent, not because of Rachel.
And Rachel too. Why the fuck are you not going to put Rachel in there?
There wasn't emphasis with Rachel. It was more emphasis on Harvey Dent. It wasn't until Alfred had to bring it up that they brought the whole fucking thing back with Rachel. He went and slept with fucking Talia al Ghul, for fuck's sake. What's the love for Rachel there?
He kissed fucking Gwen Stacy.
He
Where's
moved
the love
on.
for MJ there?
He moved on. Bruce Wayne moved on in The Dark Knight Rises.
And he was with Mary Jane when he kissed fucking Gwen Stacy. Boom! Suck a dick.
Gwen Stacy. Let's just call it for what it is. Well, okay, so we talked about, like, feeling for the characters in Spider-Man. Okay? We can arguably say that we felt for the Heath Ledger's Joker. He made a huge impact. Okay? What other villain did that? Because I can tell you, obviously, you got what? 15 minutes of Two-Face?
Yep.
For him to be quote-unquote dead? Was he dead? I don't know if he was dead. And then you see The Dark Knight Rises, and he was dead? Probably in my opinion, one of the greatest Batman villains, too.
Yes. I'm wondering, and I don't know this, and maybe it's unnecessary to bring it up. I'm wondering, and this is in all seriousness because we're talking about a real person here. I'm wondering what impact Heath Ledger's death had on how they wrote that third story. Because I think there is some theories out there that impacted how they wrote the third story.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, the guy died. You couldn't really do anything about it. Like, you kind of had to be like, well, we got to pivot and figure something else out. So I do think there was an impact there, because I think they would have maybe utilized more from that story into the third one had he not passed away.
So we'll call it what it is, and you know, we'll say it was some type of obstacle that they ran into. Spider-Man 3 ran into an obstacle. Okay, I don't want to take away from Heath Ledger. RIP, you know, R.I.P. Great performance. But isn't it the director's job to pivot, you know, and to kind of put things together and still try to execute it?
Yes.
Whereas, you know,
absolutely.
And were they able to do that in The Dark Knight Rises? Whereas you can say Spider-Man 3 kind of had the similar, not with that type of impact, but they had some type of obstacle to work around with. But was it not executed better? The Dark Knight Rises.
Well,
See, I was right. It has the same beaten like path and everything. These both trilogies have the same thing, but I
They
prefer the Dark Knight more. The trilogy.
That's where I disagree. I don't think they are similar in any way whatsoever. I think The Dark Knight was executed well, but we're talking about 1 out of 3 movies. I think start to finish, the Sam Raimi trilogy, to your point, is actually executed very well.
I agree.
Start to finish.
Much more cohesive.
Even with an obstacle in Spider-Man 3, I think he still was able to execute it.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of you have heard me say this. I question Christopher Nolan's greatness. I do.
Which I think you're out of your mind. That's.
I do. Hold on. You're out of your fucking mind over here, motherfucker. Shit. Come on, dude. Like you are wiping your ass with this trilogy right now and telling me and Edgar about it. And I'm telling you that a serious thing happened where a prominent person is no longer available. That's a hard pivot, dude. Because you've built this universe, you've built this story, and now you're like, oh shit, I gotta pivot and basically like try to write something where I gotta like remove him from the story, and you saw little elements like with Cillian Murphy, they brought him back in that movie briefly, and that's fine. I don't think it was a bad thing. It was a cool little like, oh, he's back in this movie, but I've seen theories that was not supposed to be Cillian Murphy. It was supposed to be Heath Ledger, but I could be wrong. But again, I think
they're all just rumors, right? So they're all rumors. I feel like that's doesn't add credence to.
But Heath Ledger passing away is not a rumor. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. And I'm not trying to use this as like, hey, we need to cut Christopher Nolan some slack. Maybe a little bit. Maybe,
but at the end of the day, it's still Christopher Nolan's job to execute.
So he's not executing. So we can question his greatness, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. For the Dark Knight, not as a whole, because the guy has good movies. Get out of here. Interstellar was great. Inception was good. Yeah. Insomnia was great. Like, he has great. Tenet was great as well. He has a lot of great movies. I'm talking specifically, if you're telling me greatness, Dark Knight trilogy, no. Especially in comparison of Sam Raimi's trilogy, no.
Yeah, fine. That's fine. That's you. That's you. And
that's true.
And by the way, Edgar, hold on. Edgar, I gotta say, really wish you would bring this intensity all the time.
Agreed.
It's great.
Agreed. This is what we needed for the Halloween trilogy.
This conversation is more on mine and Edgar's side because he actually brought forth facts.
That is true.
To combat your guys' crazy thoughts on fucking Spider-Man.
Well,
yeah, you guys keep telling Alberto and I how great The Dark Knight is, but, you know.
Well, it is.
That's true.
You guys were focused on Spider-Man 2. Like, Doc Ock is some fucking badass when he's a douchebag.
I talked about the trilogy.
Yeah.
Alberto, rewind this.
No. We pled our case. We said Spider-Man 3 was very similar to The Dark Knight Rises. It's half of a movie. Here comes
Bonesaw with the facts. Go ahead, Edgar.
Eric was right. They were going to continue with the Joker in the third.
Okay.
But, okay. We're always talking. We're stuck with the second one here. Fucking Spider-Man 3 is fucking bullshit completely. I don't know why you guys are defending that, okay?
We're not in the minority in that, to be honest. But go ahead.
Yes, I was seeing the comparison between Dark Knight and Spider-Man 2. It won Best Visual Effects when it came out, Spider-Man. Okay? It won a whole bunch of awards, right? Good for them.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight is a fucking blueprint for superhero movies. It's fucking stated there. Where's Spider-Man 2? No one says. You know, when I was creating, let's say this new Superman, I looked into the trilogy of Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi, especially the second one.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
All after the Dark Knight came, everyone followed that blueprint. Like, this
Which
is the
one?
blueprint to follow to make fucking superhero movies.
Which one?
What?
Well, you said it was a blueprint movie. Which movie followed it after?
Black Panther. Ryan Singler said it. That he fucking got
Ryan
his,
Singler.
or what's his name? Ryan
Ryan Coogler?
Coogler said it.
Okay. That's one.
Oh, motherfucker! I didn't even think you were gonna pull that.
Yeah, you didn't know about that one, huh? Who? If this is such a blueprint movie,
Hold on.
how come it has not been replicated better than The Dark Knight?
You're not saying Black Panther was good?
Oh, I would say Black Panther's better than The Dark Knight.
No, it's not.
It got nominated for Best Picture.
He won Best Supporting Actor. Come on,
Who?
Heath Ledger.
Okay. But what else, Edgar? You're gonna say the Batman was also followed into the shoes of The Dark Knight?
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Josh. If The Dark Knight is such a blueprint movie, and Edgar is crickets over here, Edgar can't even bring up another movie that followed suit. Why? Because The Dark Knight was a masterpiece that not even its sequel could replicate. Okay? There you go.
I have a question to that. If a movie is replicated, is it really a great movie?
Depends.
Or did it just have great elements in it?
It depends. I'm gonna genuinely say it depends.
We've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, we did.
You
We
know,
have.
and to be honest with you, The Dark Knight is a replication of several other movies
Heat.
as well.
Heat being a big one. Edgar's still searching, so we're just gonna leave that.
Not just
that
continue.
one.
So the fact that Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is not a replication of another movie, does it make it more original, and does it elevate itself? Is it more elevated?
I think so. It definitely. Well, it is a replication of the comic books, right? So I mean, it's not doing anything super original. But, yeah. But I do think that the Sam Raimi trilogy is the word I honestly would use, and I'm being 100% serious here, is that it is timeless. I don't think that movie is hitting a point where I feel like it's not aging well. Whereas I feel like Christopher Nolan's trilogy is beginning to show its cracks. Eric can agree because he said that in the beginning of the episode. So I just feel like Sam Raimi's trilogy is one that I can digest more than I can with Christopher Nolan's trilogy.
So,
You know?
we haven't talked so much about. We've talked about Batman Begins. You guys stated that it was not memorable earlier. We didn't talk so much about the original Spider-Man movie, 2002 Spider-Man. Do you guys know or remember what comic book movies came out before this movie?
I believe X-Men came out, right?
X-Men is one of them.
Blade.
You know what came out before? Blade. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those three comic book movies, okay, let's be honest. X-Men was good, great, right? Blade was great as well. Out of the three, which one actually blew it away in the box office?
I mean, this is such an obvious answer, right? It's Spider-Man. So
Clearly Spider-Man, but
what's the point you're trying to make here, though, Josh?
Well, the point is because every comic book movie before it had its chance, right, to be successful in cinema, to blow up as well. Spider-Man was just so great and so well done when it came out, the first one, even with its flaws, because it was a weird timing as well, because the mid 90s, early 2000s, they were trying to figure out special effects and things like that. It was the number one grossing movie of all time, and it held it for a pretty long time, right?
Yeah.
And movies before this, Blade, X-Men, right? Tim Burton's Batman, Joe Schumacher's Batman, Deal. These are comic book movies that came out, right? And they couldn't actually elevate or put comic books on the map. X-Men couldn't even do that. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 was able to do that.
Well, okay, thank you for that, Josh, because I agree, but I'm going to circle back to what we talked about with the Dark Knight trilogy was, I mean, you didn't have a lot of, I mean, the bar wasn't high. So it was very easy to create something at that point in time that was going
In
to exceed
2002?
those expectations.
In 2002?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there wasn't those were a very low bar. You had a very low bar.
So here's the list of comic book movies that came before. Okay, Barbed Wire, Phantom, Batman Forever,
Low
Judge,
bar.
The Shadow,
That is a low bar. I
Mask,
have to agree with that one, Josh.
Batman Returns, Rocketeers, right?
It was a low bar. It was a low bar. And I'm not. I don't know if Edgar would disagree with this. He can speak on this in a second, but like, yeah, I have no doubt that Spider-Man was a huge, like, turning point for comic book movies. Absolutely, it was. But it was a low bar. I think you look at it now, and there is a wealth of movies now that have. I think that the MCU, they just fucking, regardless of how you feel about them or not, they just fucking killed it, right? When it comes to revenue, popularity, they fucking killed it, right? And so now you look back, and I don't think of Spider-Man anymore. I think of, okay, what they did with the MCU and the Avengers. Despite me not necessarily liking it, the truth is they've now set the bar so high that they can't figure out how to break it again.
Or you can say that Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy elevated other comic book movies to be great.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
It's fine. It's you do look. Everybody, there are people that have been reading the material for years and years and years, have been into this, deserved to have a run of great movies. And if it's Spider-Man, fine, great. If it's The Dark Knight, great. Now we're at a point where we're looking back and we're like, yes, these are the ones that paved the way. We could make the argument, despite me thinking that the Dark Knight trilogy is basement and the Spider-Man trilogy is basement, they both played a role in elevating what we want to see to the point now where we're like, God, I wish we could go back to that and exceed those expectations, because I don't think we're there anymore. I think Batman can. I think we'll see. We'll see with the sequel when it decides to come out, which seems like forever, but we might be able to get past the Nolan side of it. I don't know what Marvel's going to do. I think they're in a tough spot right now, just my opinion, because of what they've done. To your point with Spider-Man and the MCU, they're now just like reaching to the bottom of the candy bag. So we're now regressing back to a lower bar, and so hopefully. We've gone like here, we're here, and then yes, Spider-Man came out, and of course it elevated. Of course it did. I'm not gonna just because I don't like it doesn't mean I don't recognize that it set a bar, a very high bar.
All right.
Hold on, Josh. I mean, Josh pulled out before that they weren't so great. Okay.
I just love your Josh.
I'm just saying, like, that's what I keep pointing it out.
Okay.
They both have similar beginnings and ends. Okay. The last one was Batman and Robin, fucking hated by everyone. Okay, yeah. So when they said they're gonna reboot it, people were like, okay, it's gonna be another piece of shit. And when they announced the director and who's gonna write it, and they said we're gonna go to a darker tone. Batman Begins was the one that started that, the dark and more grounded and so on and so forth. As with Spider-Man. Before, like you said, there was Blade, Fantastic Four. There was, all the other ones, which didn't make money. Basically, they had to bring Spider-Man because he's more recognizable. He's more relatable. He has more recognizable villains and stuff like that. That's why he made money, and that's what I agree with Josh. It also made that catapulted the superhero movies too. That's why I'm saying these both trilogies have a same beginning and end, but I prefer the Dark Knight Return. I mean the trilogy.
Would you say that both the Dark Knight trilogy and Sam Raimi's trilogy are both greatness?
No, even look, even when I was reading the Wikipedia, it said that it's people didn't like it when it first released, but now people see it as a movie that it's so influential from the early 2000s. Now, I don't.
Spider-Man?
Batman Begins. I don't see that with Spider-Man. I named I named Batman Begins as people calling it influential. The Dark Knight, the same thing, a blueprint for superhero movies.
You only named one.
Those are two. I said the Batman Begins. People are looking back as a influential movie for the early 2000s.
All right.
The Dark Knight is a blueprint to how to make a fucking superhero movie.
Right.
Whereas with the Sam Raimi, all I saw it wins awards. It made money. Right. As with the opposite has where it makes an how do you say an impact in the movie biz.
Okay. Edgar dropped his mic, Josh, just so that you know. So he really thought he did something there. Look, we're just gonna go ahead and close this. Close this one.
I want you to do a video on TikTok and see what people say.
Oh, I will.
You better fucking none of your monotone shit that you've been doing lately.
Whoa!
I've been seeing your videos.
Okay, all right, calm down, Edgar. Do you want to do the TikTok? Do you want with keeping that same energy?
He's been watching them, Berto. Yeah. He's been watching them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's it, right? So Eric and Edgar would say that
there's still greatness.
The Dark Knight is greatness.
Yeah. This wasn't going to change, Josh. This is what we were going to change these people's minds.
You're not going to change either. You're going to pick fucking loser ass Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I'm
Put
getting
some respect
there.
on his name.
No.
Always quoting Spider-Man 1 over here, Mr. Bonesaw.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that was how fucking annoying it was to do those 3 fucking episodes when we started.
Yeah, you were doing it before those trilogies, fool.
All right, let's lay out. Okay, look, let's go ahead and end this because I think this has gone far enough. I think it's finally time to put the Sam Raimi trilogy to bed. We've kept talking about this over and over again. Josh and I maintain that it's greatness.
You guys are fucking mental to think that shit was
fucking British. What the fuck?
Yes,
you guys are mental.
You're mental.
All right. This really is going to come down to what I want to know about the fans or the people listening. So I'm going to put it out there for the people. What do you think is a better trilogy? It's simple: Dark Knight trilogy or the Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogy. I'm very interested to see what people say. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they say Sam Raimi. So, it's going to put that out there.
You'll be surprised.
All right.
Yep.
Well, that's going to do it here for Show Us Your Basement. Thank you guys for listening. Comment down below your thoughts, what you guys think about this episode, about this conversation. We really appreciate it. One thing we didn't plug at the beginning of the episode is Poor Man Sports. Been having a blast doing that with Josh and Eric. Things are heating up as we get closer to the Super Bowl, so go ahead and tune in to those episodes. A new one just dropped at the time of this episode, so go ahead and check that out. Eric, what can people expect from Poor Man Sports?
They can expect a poor man's perspective from the everyday fan that loves to consume sports. And if you're a Broncos, Eagles fan, doesn't matter what fan you are, you can come and enjoy the poorness, and that's what we're aiming for. So you don't have to be an expert. You don't.
Yeah. Josh, I'm gonna have you end this one. What do you got to say for us?
Go Batman.
Bonesaw is ready.
Go Birds.